What's going on, guys? Rob A here, and today we're taking a look at LEGO NEXO Knights, set number 70315, Clay's Rumble Blade. The set has 367 pieces and retails for around $40. As you can see, we get technically 5 minifigures in this set. We've got Ash Attacker. Okay, we've got a Scurrier, one of these little red monster blob looking dudes, I guess. We've got Clay himself and 2 Clay bots. So that's pretty neat. I do like these little bots. You get 3 NEXO powers in this set. And of course you get the Rumble Blade itself. This set looks pretty cool. I'm not sure what to make of it just yet. But it does look pretty neat, I'm not gonna lie. So checking out the back here, you can see that the Rumble Blade does split into 3 different vehicles, and I guess this just kind of, well, I guess technically this is sort of a siege weapon of sorts. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So it shows you all the different ways it can split apart. You've got these little like motorcycle type vehicles here, and then of course the flying blade, which is pretty awesome, and just this sort of, I guess it'd be kind of a ballista sort of thing. So that's pretty cool. And then it shows, you know, all the different attachments. Anyway, yeah, pretty cool. Not much else to say. I'm just going to go ahead and get this guy open and put it together, and we will check it out right now. Alright guys, so here we have Clay's Rumble Blade, and let me say right off the bat, I quite like this set, like a lot. So, not to give anything away, but I really do. So let's take a look at the set, and first we're going to start, of course, with the minifigure. So let's start with the bad guys here. We have an Ash Attacker as our main antagonist here. He comes with this big chainsaw sword thing, which once again reminds me of Ice Planet, but that's okay. So we can see some very nice printing on his torso here. Let's get that helmet off. Actually, let's take a quick look at the helmet itself. So that's pretty darn cool. If we just turn this around here, you can see the back. It is also pretty neat. So big, chunky, and spiky. And you can see this guy's armor plating very nice as well. Flip it around to the back, you can see he does have a double-sided head. And the printing continues on to the back. He also utilizes some shredder shoulder pads for part of his armor. Just pop that back on, and he's ready to cause all sorts of trouble. He also comes with this little guy here. This is a Scurrier. I don't know if that's his name or his job, or, you know, his species, whatever. But it's just a little blob thing, and it's got some cool printing going on. Very interesting. A lot of life in his eyes there, which is kind of creepy. He does have movable arms, and that's about it. You can swing the tail around if you wanted to, but that's pretty much it for that. Yeah, that is the Scurrier. Okay, so next up we have 2 Claybots, and I'm just going to show one of them off because they are identical. But here are the Claybots, and we got some new pieces in this figure as well. So let me show those off briefly here. You can see we've got some nice little booted, like, skeleton legs, which are cute. It's all one piece. I think they're just separately molded, but they are permanently attached together. We've got this new kind of body piece, which is just like a crossbar with some pins on the side, and then a larger pin for a head. And you can pop up the helmet and see he's got a fun little face under there. Little printed tile in the center. And then flip around, you can see a more reserved face on the back. It's got some like kind of rubbery shoulder pads with just the little claws sticking out there. And you do get 2 of these guys. So the dude in the other vehicle is exactly the same. And then, of course, Clay himself. We'll just pop him right out of the vehicle here. Maybe. Ah, there we go. So here is Clay himself. Very, very cool looking. Let me put his helmet back on briefly so you can see what's going on here with the helmet. So really nicely decked out, armored up. He's got the same insignia, which is, you know, hawk or some sort of thing. A bird of some type. He's got the really nice translucent shoulder pads, like built into this whole armor piece here. And of course, you can lift the helmet, the face guard of the helmet up. And we can pop that off here. Get a closer up view of Clay here. And he does have an angry face on the reverse. I'll just pop this off real quick. There we go. And you can see underneath the armor. Very, very nicely printed. Very, very cool. So those are all the minifigures. Clay does have some weapons, which I will show right now. So attached to the front of his rumble blade, he does have the this sword, which is very nice looking, translucent orange, with some rubber silver. So the silver parts here are rubbery, and I'll just hold it like that. So really cool. The guard is rubbery. The only kind of weird thing is this sort of bit on the pommel of the sword here is if it'll focus. It's a hexagon, which is strange because it doesn't actually fit, as far as I can tell, into anything. Like, it's too small for standard pegs and too large for the bars, you know, so it can't fit like into this hole. But that's kind of weird. But overall, it's not a big deal. It just seems weird that Lego would kind of make a piece that doesn't actually fit into their own sort of standardized design. But it's a very cool sword, so I'm not going to complain. I like it quite a lot, actually. And of course, you do get a shield as well with the one of the crests or NEXO, whatever, NEXO powers. So you do get this one, which is the Phoenix Blaze. And you can, of course, remove these from the shield itself. And you just got that regular shield there. That's the shield piece. So you can attach that however you want. So you get Phoenix Blaze. You get the Slime Blast. There we go. And last but not least, you get Backlash. Now, the box says Backlash Lighting. But I'm fairly certain it's meant to say Backlash Lightning. I could be wrong there, but there you go. That's what it is. So you do get those 3 NEXO powers to use with the game, which I have not yet played, so I can't really speak to that. But I can speak to the Rumble Blade, and it is pretty darn spiffy. It actually reminds me a lot of old school, like, classic space. More so than Castle, obviously. They didn't really have the vehicles in the Castle line, but and it's not really just the orange and blue color scheme. I mean, that certainly helps. That does kind of bring it back, but it's just kind of the the different vehicles all connected and as one kind of thing. That kind of you know, gets me all nostalgic. Like, so you can see the Rumble Blade. Obviously, it's got kind of a, you know, a blade shape, of course. Looks like it could be used as sort of a battering ram thing. You can lift it up and like ram forward into things. I don't know how effective that would be, but you get 6 wheels on this bad boy, and it rolls beautifully, of course. Beautifully. You can see around the back here, you've got you got a big, you know, thruster on the back, and the 2 larger wheels, as well as this little push lever, which we'll get into shortly. and of course the smaller wheels up front manned by these little guys here. So very, very neat. Now the whole trick of this set is that you can come back here and you can of course press this lever, and when you do that it will release these two little vehicles. Now they are totally identical. They have little controls. Actually, they look like little game pads, which is pretty awesome. So you get two of these little guys. They're identical on both sides, so you can mix and match whichever side they go on. It doesn't matter. It'll all work out. These also roll just fine on their own. They stay balanced well, and they can be manned by either your little bots, or there's room for, you know, regular minifigure to actually sit there as well. So very, very neat. You get the little spike pyramid pieces as well. And yeah, those are really, really neat little, just very basic, but pretty cool. You give this guy a lance and he can go, you know, jousting off into the sunset. Now, what you're left with is this, which is still a perfectly viable vehicle. They did give you a wheel underneath in the front here to make sure that you are not, you know, left high and dry. But then the blade itself can lift up and off and actually take off like so. And this is a really cool little ship design. My only concern is maybe that the blade in the front does not have a whole lot of reinforcement here. This piece is just kind of hanging, so you could, you know, knock it to bits if you're not careful. But it's Lego, so what are you gonna do, and why do you care? So you get this really nice windshield piece in the translucent orange. You get some of these little grill bits, of course, and now you've got a straight up sword piece, you know, sword design ship, which is pretty awesome. Very incredibly swooshable, as you could imagine. And you also get these little blasters here that are just on these ball joints, so you can put them pretty much in any direction that you please. And you can fly around with that, with his sword on the front here, little control panel inside. Very, very cool. And then that's still not all. You've also got the leftovers, I guess, for lack of a better term. And the leftovers have a little screen in here that you can turn this thing around, and then you swing these guys around, and you've got yourself a little mini, well, not even mini, but a little ballista here as well. So you can take your little, you know, clay bots or whatever you want to do, whoever is going to chill there, and you can have him man these firing weapons. And they are also on ball jointed arms, as you can see here and here, ball joints, so you can, like, you know, have them stick out. You can turn them around, you know, whatever direction you really want. You can kind of get that angle going, and that's very, very cool. And of course, they are the typical, you know, spring-loaded missiles, like so, and you just do that. So very, very cool. You also get more of the clear orange bits. You get a lot of that in here. The crossbars, so you've got some lightsaber blades should you desire, on the wheels, which is a pretty cool little design on the hubcaps there. And yeah, overall, like, really just a really functionally cool and playable set. And I think it's a whole lot of fun. And it's actually really, really nicely designed overall. I have to say, when I first saw these NEXO Night, you know, images of the sets, I was not impressed. Like, I didn't think I would like them. I honestly didn't think I was going to pick any of them up. But I figured, you know, why not give it a shot, you know, pick a cheap one up, see if you guys enjoy it. And as I was building it, I just enjoyed it a whole lot, to the point where, you know, I went out and got this one, which is one of the, you know, more expensive sets in the line. And I still enjoy it. So I will probably pick up some more NEXO Nights. They're a whole lot of fun. They're actually, you know, bringing back a lot of nice memories of not only Classic Castle, which I know they don't quite fit into that realm, but definitely of the classic space. Like, you know, in my mind, you know, there's, you know, they had the ice planet, Blacktron, all that stuff, you know, there was probably, you know, had a planet that was like kind of techie medieval. So I think that's really, really cool. I don't know if I'm going to get around to playing the game, but we'll kind of see where that goes. But in the meantime, this is a really cool set. I like it a whole lot. So, yeah, go check it out. In the meantime, thank you guys so very much. That's going to do it for this review. I want to thank you again for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and hit that like button. It really does help me out. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more. I do have more LEGO coming up real soon, so stick around for that. In the meantime, thanks again. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.